there is a will, there is a way. I learned this when I was a grown-up school kid. But of course, as time went by, I learned to transform my efforts into possibilities and then, of course, getting some results. Then this quotation, I transformed that into my own way. And the new quotation is now, where there is a will, there is a way. And if there is no will, there is no way. And if there is no way, and then go ahead and find your way. So this is how I start everything, and this is what I learned in the beginning as a growing up young person. And of course, I learned how to transform dreams into realities and converting impossibilities into happening, and then of course reaching my goals, whatever it takes. And this is how I start everything. So when I still remember when I did my metric class, I got very high grades. But then right after that, when I entered into high secondary school examination, I didn't do very well there. But of course, that was the turning point of my life. This is how at some stage your life wants to teach you something, and you have to learn at that time also. So I take a break, and then I started to reform and reshape my life and see how things I have to pursue later in my life. It's just like a challenge you have to take from time to time at some stage, serious step you have to take in your life to think what you really want to do. So then I decided, okay, this is what my learning is, and I don't want to fall back again to the same pit. And I have to learn. Of course, I learned so many things that time. And then I started to realize what I have to do, how I have to pursue my dream and reaching my goals and targets and everything. This gives me two important messages. The number one, which is very important, is to dig out and find my lost will, which I think I might have lost. And second is to never give up. So then, of course, that was my learning that time. And of course, I keep on applying from that time until today in my life, education, career. I keep on applying all these rules until today. And then, of course, there were so many opportunities, door opening for me. And I started to learn how to turn my failure and learning into opportunities and possibilities and achieved my goal all the time. Fortune favors the brave. So I always believe in this, and I was just lucky that I got privileged to study at top universities and institutions in Pakistan. I did my MSc from UET-Lahore, and I was again lucky that I got job right after that. But of course, that was the time when I have to really think what I want to do later in my life. I take a break, and then I keep on doing the job for 2.5 years. Then during that time, I really started to feel what I really want to do, and in fact, I started to like that job. While staying within the academics, and I want to pursue my career in the academics. Then I took a decision that was like a milestone. At that time, it was like setting a milestone for my life. And I took a decision that I want to pursue my career with this. Then I did not take a break, and without any hesitation, I started doing my MPhil, and then of course going towards that track, which could lead me to the PhD and all those things, learning and everything. But there is a small thing which I really want to state to young people, students following this, that sometimes it's not important that while you are traveling a distance, you have to keep on traveling. At some stage you need to take a break and think whether the path you have chosen is the right path or not. Or sometimes you have to rethink over your path. Maybe there's a turn, there's a twist, there is something like this. And of course, at every stage you have to learn, you have to see how your path is carrying you. And of course, during traveling that path, you need to apply all your focus, will, attitude, aptitude, and everything. Important thing is how as a human or as a person, we have so many things inside us, and of course you will find many people saying to you, change this attitude, change this habit, turn this and do that. I take it in a different way. Actually, what I feel actually, as a human being, we have so many attributes, and what I feel that we have to know what attributes and characters and traits we have, and then using them in a right way, in a perfect way, let's say, and to take that energy and to focus that energy to doing something big, something useful. So I still remember that when I was at that stage 10, 12 years ago, I was having three big issues with my personality, with my attributes. One was that I was having a big problem of getting angry very soon. Then of course I was a very stubborn person. And then of course I was also very proud because I got so many things at very early stage of my life. So it was like my negative aspect of my personality, but of course as a powerful aspect or attribute at the same time in my life also. Then I learned how to use them, how to know them, how to transfer their energy, how to use that energy, and then of course focus somewhere else where I can find useful results. Of course it was like very important thing for me, and I actually, in fact, I did all things myself. I know about my personality, I learned what is my stubbornness, what is my anger, and what is my proudy nature, let's say. And then of course I put that, I understand that stubborn, and then focus all that stubbornness into my work. So I got stubborn in my work. So it's like I take a challenge that whatever I want to do, I must achieve it. This is how I focus my stubbornness from my personality into my work. And the second thing is the anger. I learned my anger. I know how to, I mean, in the beginning, of course, it's quite difficult, but then slowly I learned how to control it. And once I learned to control it, the anger is just like an energy. And then, of course, I just start diverting that energy into doing useful work. So every time I was getting angry, I learned to keep myself calm down. And then, of course, next moment, I was applying that energy into doing useful work. And this is how I actually got so much success also in my education and learning and research and science and everything. And the next was of proudness, of course, that's the bad thing for personality. But then, of course, I start learning also how to convert it into humbleness. So I now feel like, of course, you have to pose yourself as a proudy person, but of course, at the same time, you have to keep humbleness inside you. And sometimes, of course, you have to also portray to the people also that you are a humble person. Yeah, with all these habits, qualities, attributes, whatever I had, I start pursuing my PhD because of course I love that time to pursue my challenge, but of course at the same time it was a challenging for me. I got into PhD. In the beginning, I was working with two professors, and somehow after 1 year there was a problem with me and one of the professor. I have to leave that professor. Then I went to another professor, and of course there was a negotiation, and he told me, of course, you can do whatever you want, but then he told me the topic in which I was working, he will not be helpful to me because he's from the different background. Then if I have to pursue with the same topic, I have to do everything myself. And then of course it was like a second time for me, second challenge for me, that okay, whether I want to still take the same way or I will give up and I will, let's say, stand back and then start working on a different topic, which is easy, which would be easy for him and also for me. I took a time, I take a break again, 1 week, 1.5 weeks, something like that. Then I decided, no, I will do the same topic. Whatever it will take, I will not give up, and I will do this. This is how I then, let's say, based on my previous experiences, I started to convert again this happening into possibilities, and possibilities into results and goal and everything.